This video is part of the Valentine Hearts as Sweet as Candy playlist, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that after the first project. Black and white, heart and home. This is a quick and easy craft. A little piece of Valentine decor that you could put on an end table or a bookshelf. That's a black and white tag from Dollar Tree, some twine. Got these Scrabble letters from Amazon. Ribbon from Temu. And this house shape came from Dollar Tree. I'm going to start by using some Windex to clean off the black part of the house. Then I'm going to take a Jenga block and I'm going to hot glue it to the back of the heart because I like to lift up my embellishments. I find it gives a much more professional look. And I'm dry fitting my Scrabble letters on the bottom and they fit really nice. I'll glue down the first and last to make sure it's centered. And just use a piece of a paint stick there to raise it up from the bottom border a little bit. Don't forget to subscribe. And there we go. Now I wrap this twine around 3 fingers, and then I just use another piece of twine to tie the middle and make it into a bow shape. It's kind of like if you're making a tassel, but instead of wrapping the twine around the top, you wrap it in the middle. And I pulled down some tails and hot glued it to the heart to cover up that hanging hole. Then I used some more hot glue to attach the heart to the house shape. Now I'm going to make an awareness shape, a bow. This is the awareness shape right here. I'm going to gather it up in the middle, cinching it, and then I'll use a piece of twine to hold the bow shape. And I always leave longer tails than I really need so I can trim them to size. And I have a piece of scrap ribbon there that's got a black and white design but much smaller, so I decided to use that to cover up the twine in this case. Sometimes I just leave it fine, it's a matter of personal taste. I'm going to attach this with some more hot glue. I do it not in the very top because I want to be able to see the actual house shape. So I glue it to the black part of the house at the top there. And this is it. I'll give you a better look during the final review. Jumping in with a little bit more information about the playlist. It's hosted by So Kate every third Friday. Her guest host this month is Ro from Craftacular, and their channel links as well as a link to the playlist will be in my description box below. The theme this month is Valentines, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Heart and home, wood heart, wood house. And a bunch of embellishments. So this doorknob hanger ends up being the star of the show. I have this old wood heart that I tore the paper off from a previous project. And I have that piece of calendar for the background, but I am going to switch that out. So for starters, you want to try and remove the border off the house without breaking it. One of the corners on mine got a little loose, but you're going to glue it back to the background, so that helps it stay together. The paper on this comes off pretty easy, but I am going to make that the back. So it's this brown colored side that we're going to use for the background. I had a little bit of trouble getting this stair off. I ended up spraying it and using my Cricut spatula to scrape it off. Then I let it dry for like, I don't know, half an hour. Now I'm using simple white school glue because my Mod Podge dried up. And I sprayed it a little to make it slippier, more slippy. And then just use a paintbrush to spread it. And that's fine to use a regular paintbrush. Just as soon as you're done, rinse it under running water, and smush it a little bit. And then I soak mine for a little while as well. So I just keep going over it to make the coat as flat as possible because the little bumps do show. I'm using a little pair of jewelry pliers to pull off the heart. I was going to use it to hang it, but I decided to use a lighter color. This is from another calendar, and I just kind of randomly traced the shape just to fill as much of the background as possible. And then I used my little heat press there to attach it. So I was going to use that pink heart there. I had painted it and everything, but it just wasn't speaking to me, I wanted to use that ribbon. I was set on that ribbon with the little lips and everything, but it just wasn't matching with the pink heart. So I decided to save that for another project. And I had taken apart the doorknob hanger and I had the pieces still on the desk, and I grabbed the heart bells. Those were little bells, and I just fell in love with it. So I arranged them so they sort of drooped down into the middle of the heart, and then I trimmed the ribbon and hot glued it to the middle of the heart there. And then I wrapped the ribbon around to the back of the heart and hot glued it again. There's the little bow from the doorknob hanger. And oh my gosh, I love this so much. I love how it came out. It wasn't what was in my head. It's actually better than I imagined it. I used those little cubes to attach the heart to the background. And then I used more hot glue to attach the border to the background. And you want to stand it up right after to make sure it's on there straight. Then a little bit more hot glue to attach the cubes to the background. Let the hearts drop, make sure I like the positioning, and I will give you a better look at this during the final reveal. Heart and Home mini version. This is a quick craft again. If you blink, you might miss it. I kind of think this house looks like a little birdhouse. I picked it up at Dollar Tree. I have some florals left over from a Temu bouquet that I'm going to use up. So the longest part of this craft is to rub the burnt umber acrylic paint into the wood. It gives it not just a rustic look, but a more realistic look to the wood. And they didn't have any with hearts for the cutouts, so I'm going to remedy that by covering it up. And you'll see that in just a second. I had to trim off all the wired part of the florals because the little window basket here is so small. Then I hot glued the heart. And that's the one from the previous project that I decided against. And then to make it pop, I had rubbed some burnt umber onto this wood heart sticker, and so I put that in the middle of the pink one. Now I put some floral foam in the little window basket, and I tried to poke the flowers in, but the stems were too flexible, and it was just really hard to do, so I abandoned that process. And here's when I get frustrated. Like, this is not working. Just pulled up floral foam, thought about it for a second, and then remembered I had some paper shreds. So I grabbed those, and I just smushed them in there, and the shreds hold the stems, and they kind of stop the flowers from falling out if it was to be handled. So I just poked those little flowers in there. And a little bit of the greenery as well. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you that you could get some really nice Valentine decor for pennies, and it only takes a few minutes to make. Now I was going to put a word on the front of the little garden bed flower box there, but I just couldn't decide, and I already put love on the black and white house, so I just did a bow. I had some sheer ribbon that I did a bow and hot glued it, and then I hot glued the other pink ribbon on top, and I will give you a better look at it during the final reveal.